Hello everyone, welcome to our next episode in our Elkhart County History series of YouTube videos. And today, as you can see behind me, we're talking about the Civil War. But we're not talking about soldiers, we're not talking about battles, we're not talking about even people from Elkhart County who served during the Civil War. What we're talking about today is we're talking about food. How exciting. So what we're going to do today is we're going to head down to the kitchen and we're going to make hardtack, the things that soldiers would have eaten while they were marching and in camp. It was a pretty popular food stuff that the soldiers would eat all the time. And we're gonna make it ourselves. It's a pretty easy recipe. I'll show you how to make it, and I'll show you, and you can make it at home if you want for a nice tasty treat and some Civil War history. So history is food today on Elkhart County History. All right, so here we are now down in the kitchen. And we're gonna get ready to make hardtack. So what hardtack actually is it's a biscuit, or you might call it a cracker, and its basic ingredients are flour and water. Sometimes people put salt in it, and we're gonna put salt in it for our recipe today, but you can go anywhere and find all different types of recipes. If you go online, you can find all different types of recipes. I picked a pretty basic one, and you can get pretty basic because all you really need is flour and water. But I'm just going to use a little bit of salt. So, and the good thing about this is if you want to make this at home for yourself to try it out with your kids, have a fun activity, you have all the ingredients already in your house. Like I said, all you need is flour, salt, and water. So the recipe I picked is first, we have 3 cups of flour. So you can see I've already got that measured out in the bowl here. Next thing we're going to do is add 3 teaspoons of salt. So I'll open this up here so I can pull it out, make it a little bit faster. And I will say that this is actually the first time I've ever made this. So I didn't try this out before I filmed this video. So we're going to make this in 2 and 3. So we're done with that. So 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of salt, and then the last thing here, I have it already measured out as 1 cup of water. So that will go in here. And then we mix it up. And I want to mention, before you do this, you want to preheat your oven to 375 for this particular recipe. So I'm going to mix it up with my hands, so I wash them and all, so we're all safe. And you just want to mix it up till it gets kind of a really dry paste. And as you can see, I can already start to smell it. It doesn't smell great, but I'm starting to make kind of a dough here. So I've been doing this for about a minute or so. I'll keep mixing here so we kind of get everything all together. And part of the reason why this was used during the Civil War, and really it was used for centuries before that, and the reason it was so useful for soldiers is because it lasted a long time, it's perishable, and like they could use it, really pull it out any time to eat. So it lasted for weeks and months, and in fact the United States Civil War Museum actually has on display a piece of hardtack from 1862, and it looks perfectly safe to eat. I'm not saying I would eat it, but and soldiers during the Civil War would comment on the kind of the grossness of this. Don't worry, I'm going to taste this too, so I might see how gross this is. But they had names for it because it was obviously hardtack, but it was even called molar breakers. It had just a whole bunch of different derogatory names because it didn't taste good, according to Civil War records. But they would use this to dip in coffee or dip in soup. So they did whatever they could to kind of make the taste a little bit better. So, all right, we're just about finished here. You can really see my culinary skills in action. Okay, we'll pack a little bit on here. So the next thing we're going to do is roll it out. And you want to roll it out to be about an inch 1.5 inches thick. So I'm using parchment paper to make it a little bit easier on the rolling process. So let's see here. And the other thing good about using parchment paper is you can just spin it. And just rolling this out, I'm starting to see why Civil War soldiers didn't really care for it. It does not look very good. But it was better than nothing. But imagine if you were a soldier, you've been marching all day, miles and miles and miles in the summer. Those uniforms were made out of wool. Imagine how hot you would be. And then you make camp, you're getting ready to eat, and this is what you get. I don't know if I would be satisfied, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, I think that's good enough. So next, now that we've kind of got a blob here, we're going to take a knife and we're actually just going to cut it into just a simple rectangle. Maybe this excess stuff we'll put together. Maybe we'll make one more biscuit out of it. Oh, run more there at the corners. Okay. Yeah, we might have a little bit extra. Could probably make some more. So now that we've kind of got our rectangle, I'll use that a little bit later. I'm just going to cut these to make 9 different biscuits here. So just kind of make a tic-tac-toe board. Okay. Now we can, oh, got one more step. So make sure they're all separated. So the last thing we'll do, and some have people say you have to do this, some people don't. We're just going to do it. I have like a kebab skewer here, but some people even use dowel rods. Make sure they're clean, obviously. We're going to poke holes in each biscuit. So we're going to poke a hole. We're going to poke 9 different holes all the way through. So it kind of really starts to look almost like a cracker. Rolled out, cut out, we poked our holes in them. The oven's ready to go. So like I said, we're gonna put it in. It's preheated at 375. They're gonna cook for an hour. So what you do is you put them in for a half hour and then you flip them and then they cook for another half hour and then they'll be done. So the next time you see these bad boys, we're gonna have done hardtack and we're gonna see how they taste. So in the oven they go. So we're 30 minutes in, so now it's time to flip them. Like I said, this is the first time I've really made these, so I don't really know what to expect, what we're gonna see. So let's pull them out and flip them, and then we'll put them back in for another half hour. Well, they kind of look the same. Oh. Nice, it's starting to get hard. Now I'm really starting to see why they call them hardtack. As you can see as I'm flipping them, probably here as I'm flipping them. Alright, so as you can see, they're starting to get a little brown. They're definitely harder, but we got another half hour to go, so we'll see when we're all done. Alright, so it's been an hour. As you can see, I've taken them out of the oven, turned off the oven. So what we're gonna do now, and here's the fun part of this video, we're gonna put them all on this plate and we're gonna go around the museum and all the staff members are gonna try them. We're gonna film their reactions to see what how they feel hardtack tastes them. So it's gonna be completely genuine. I don't even think some of our staff know that I'm filming today, so it's gonna be a little bit of an ambush. And we're gonna force them to eat this. So we'll plate them and then we'll go around the museum and have the staff taste test them. So let's do it. First is Michelle. First, visual reactions. What is your initial gut reaction?
Well, the first thing I notice is that it looks like there's oatmeal in there, even though I know that there is not. So that's weird. And they're very thick. I definitely feel like they could be old-timey. Like, I look at them and think, yeah, someone probably ate that during the 1860s, for sure.
All right, well, pick one. And
this one looks, as much as I can say, the most visual appearing. It looks like a super thick, like, saltine cracker.
Okay, go for it.
So what was it about molar breaking?
Oh, did you get a piece off? Ooh. All right.
It's crunchy.
All right. Any other reactions?
Well, actually, the taste isn't that horrible. As much as, like, I was prepared for it to be super disgusting. I mean, it's okay. It's like a kind of very salty, thick cracker. The tricky part is definitely actually biting it and chewing it. That, I can see why they would have had to soak this in soup or something.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not easy to eat. But I'm honestly pleasantly surprised just because my expectations were very low. So there's a lesson. Very low expectations. But I imagine if I had to eat like nothing but this for months and months and months, it would be a very depressing prospect.
Right. So we're here with Kelby and he's up next. So first, what are your reactions just by looking at it?
You know, it looks fairly appetizing. I mean, relatively appetizing. It's got a nice golden bake on it. I can tell that you put some finesse into this. It looks well prepared.
All right.
As well prepared as this can be, I think.
All right. Well, pick one and go for it.
Okay. All right. Looks like you got a little bit of like dough. Oh, they're still warm.
Yeah.
There's some lamination going on here. I mean, this looks again really like nice job. There's some care put into preparing this. It doesn't really smell like anything. I mean, there's like kind of like a very faint baked smell. Okay, all right. Do I need to sign a waiver or anything about like teeth?
You might.
Like, okay, all right.
Do you have dental insurance?
We'll find out. Oh my. Well, it does taste better than you think, than it looks. The salt, like, without the salt, this would be inedible, I think. But with the salt, it's kind of just like a really thick, hard cracker. I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but like, it's kind of this golden brown all the way through. It's really kind of nice, actually. It tastes like survival food. I mean, this would not be on the top of your list of things to eat if you had a choice. But if you didn't have a choice, yeah, you could do worse than this. It's as you can hear, it's hard, but it's not inedible. I wonder what happens if this ages for a while, if it gets even harder. So like to the point where you can't bite it. But yeah, actually, well done, Patrick. This is quite edible.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, first, what is your visual? Just look back at it. What's your reaction?
Looks like pie crust.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Saltine cracker.
Okay. So when you're ready, go for it.
I don't think I can bite through it. I don't think I can bite through it.
Okay.
I might break it too.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, Michelle and Kelby kind of struggled. But if you were a Civil War soldier, that was the only thing you ate, how would you feel?
Depressed. Salty.
All right. So you can keep trying. That's yours to keep.
Okay,
We'll
thank you.
move on to Julie. Okay, next is our director, Julie. So first, what is your reaction just looking at it?
Just looking at it, it looks like shortbread that's been overcooked.
Okay, well, you're not too far off.
Yeah.
So, all right, grab a piece and hopefully you don't crack your tooth. Ooh, you picked like the most burnt one.
I was picking the closest, smallest one. It's really salty. It tastes more like a fat cracker than a bread.
Okay. Are you gonna keep eating it or is that gonna be it?
Look, I was gonna try another bite, but what else? What other reactions are you interested in?
No, just your general reaction to it.
I don't have a dentist appointment coming up, so I don't think I will eat another bite. I can imagine you would get tired of this after a while, but if you didn't have much else to eat, you'd be grateful for it.
Okay. All right, last but not least, the chef. So if you cook it, you should probably try and eat it. So looking at it, just like everybody else said, it looks like an overbaked cracker. The one thing that nobody did, but I want to show you, is how hard they actually are. You can hit them off the plate, and it makes a pretty good sound. So I don't know if I want to eat it, but I gotta. So let's see here. You know, you definitely do taste the salt. To me, it's like a really overcooked breadstick. But I could definitely see if you dip this in something, whether it's water or coffee, and it softens up a little bit, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be good, but it wouldn't be bad. But I could definitely see trying to eat this. Now, if I was marching all day and had to set up camp dressed in a Civil War outfit, I don't know how satisfying it would be. But in 2020, it's fun to try. So I hope with this video, you've got an idea of kind of the food and the experience that a Civil War soldier just had to go through. I mean, this is one really small piece of it, of a much larger story. But I hope this is something that maybe if you want to try at home, you have the recipe. It's a pretty simple thing. You can try it at home and try it for yourself and have your own reactions to it. So with that being said, thank you all for watching this video, and we'll see you next time on Elkhart County History. Cheers. Ow, that's not good.